Welcome back. I'm Kenya Todd, and this is Cabarrus Chats with Kenya. This morning, we're at Balanced Chiropractics. Balanced Chiropractic made the Greater Cabarrus Best of 2020 list. And today, you get to meet Dr. Dana Cooper. Dr. Cooper, thank you so much for joining me today at your office here at Balanced Chiropractic in Kannapolis off of Cloverleaf Pkwy. I have a few questions I want to ask you. For full disclosure for everyone watching, I am a patient here. I found Dr. Cooper from my Google search. He had great reviews for the practice here, and I've not been disappointed. He's made the Best of Cabarrus, Greater Cabarrus List 2020, so congratulations to you for that. And again, thank you so much for taking time to introduce yourself to the Parkbench community here in Kannapolis, Cabarrus County, Concord, Harrisburg. So, a couple of questions for you. Question number one. I always start with a question that's not even about the business yet, which is, what are people surprised to find out about you?
Everybody's really shocked when they find out I'm really a carpenter at heart. Everything, like when you go to my house, even here in the office, I'm always kind of tinkering away at things. I love detail, and it gives me a really good opportunity to really fine-tune things.
So you like to do a little home improvement.
Yes. So a lot of the components in the office, including this, you're looking at the person responsible for it. Yep, that's me.
Cool. Very interesting. So a lot of love into this office for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the business. Chiropractic is something that everyone has heard of. Not everyone is familiar with what it is. So can you describe your business in particular and what you're most proud of about it?
Sure. So chiropractic in general, for anybody who's not heard about it or doesn't know very much about it, our primary purpose really is to confront your spine. And as we're checking out your spine, as we're making sure you're treatment ready, a lot of times along the way we find imbalances. When we have these imbalances, our goal as chiropractors are to address that balance. Once we get you to balance your body and your spine, your extremities included, and other things also, along the lines of your actual working systems, your organs and things like that, our goal is to balance it. When we balance it, you find that you start to heal better and more appropriately. One thing about my practice that you'll find that people often really like is the attention to detail we spend here in the office. I'm very detail oriented, as I explained, and so that's really one of the primary functions for me and purposes here. But also, in our protocols, we spend a lot of time educating on what we're doing, why we're doing it. We find that a lot of people get a very good long-term result from those steps, the communication that we do with them and educating them.
Excellent. And that's something I have noticed as well, is that you're very detail oriented. You're very specific to the patient you're seeing at that moment. And you don't feel like you're just in a standard protocol going through the regimen and routine that you'd give to anybody else. And so I appreciate about your practice about that too. I'm going to ask a question in regards to, again, I mentioned you made the Greater Cabarrus Best of list, and you mentioned that your clients appreciate that attention to detail. Where did your draw to chiropractic come from, and how did you get started in this business? What do you think you got that service approach from?
So probably be from my mother. My mother was a nurse and has been a nurse for over 25 years. And so I've always been exposed to healthcare, and I've always been interested in healthcare. I did not know that I wanted to be a chiropractor. It's not something I knew. However, I did get the unique opportunity to travel and do study abroad because of my interest in medical Spanish. That brought me to the opportunity to learn about more alternative approaches, things to supplement or be completely alternative to westernized medicine. So I got an opportunity to learn about those things through an indigenous tribe, which was a very unique experience. And I spent a lot of time learning about things like nutrition, acupuncture, chiropractics. That made me really curious about chiropractic. that sprung me into wanting to know a little bit more about chiropractic, and so I learned more about it on my own time. And before I went to chiropractic college, I got to really spend some time with a chiropractor who helped me with a lot of my personal issues at that time. And so that really drove my passion for what I'm doing now.
You can definitely tell that you have, again, just a real care and expertise and just a desire to learn and share what you know with people, and that really does come through in your practice. I'm going to ask next about contributing factors. So I used to drive a long way for work. I think that helped undo me. I sit at a computer for many hours a day, like many people. Whether people are working labor and standing on their feet all day, what are some of the things that contribute to some of our problems? And maybe a tip you can give us on how to take better care of our spine?
And so you mentioned most of them. A lot of times when we think about the consistent discomfort that we're having, sometimes we overlook the consistent postures we're in, the consistent positioning we're in when we're at work, when we're sleeping, and when we're driving, when we're doing all sorts of things. And so that's the first thing that I would say is really evaluating what position am I in mostly during my day. And then after that, one thing that we know here at Balanced Chiropractic, movement is healing. You know, just the idea of being in motion will begin to heal you. And it's physiological, but it's also, you know, it's also mental as well. So you find that the more you're moving, you're exercising, you're getting up during your daily routines every 30 minutes, you'll find that you'll start to work out a lot of the little common issues that you've been building over time. And so whether you're driving, whether you're working, whether you're standing, having good often motion, you'll find is pretty healing and soothing. Outside of that, a lot of times these things do require a good exam. So I do, I do recommend that you see a provider, a chiropractor who's excellent at assessing those areas and identifying, what's not moving well for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for offering that tip and suggestion to us. I'm going to ask a question that's not about the business. What do you like to do around the area? So you're a Florida, Daytona Beach native. You've been now in the Carolinas for how long?
I'm in my third year.
Your third year here. It struck me that you really have seemed to embrace Kannapolis and this area as home now. So how do you enjoy the area when you're not working?
Okay, so I'm a carpenter. Okay, I'm a novice carpenter, but I love outdoors, and so I'm always outside doing something. If I'm not canoeing, I'm looking for a place to hike, and I'm definitely open to recommendations if you guys have those. But I just love being outside. Outdoors is healing as well, so I like to be out moving and really I love sports. And so sports is another opportunity for me to be outdoors. But canoeing, hiking, golfing is what I pretty much do in this area.
All right, terrific. What's next for Balanced Chiropractic as we wrap up? What's next for the business? How can people get in touch with you if they're interested in coming in and getting examined and getting looked at and assessed by you and your team here? What are your best contacts, and what's next for Balanced? So
next for Balanced Chiropractic is things like this. We really take community education very serious. That's really it's paramount to us that we're continually being in the community. We're continually meeting other people who have or share a common goal like we have, is really to uplift the community. And so that's huge for us. That's something that we'd like to do more of in this coming year. Obviously, if accessibility provides that, but also the office is growing. We would like the office to continue to grow into a household name for the Cabarrus County as we continue to diversify our services here in the office. People are needing more, and so we'd like to be able to provide more, and we like to meet people where they are, and so that's something that we take very serious here also. So we're expecting growth to be next. That's the next chapter, more growth and ability to serve more. And you can certainly find us here at our office at 3371 Cloverleaf Pkwy in Kannapolis, but also you can find us at our website, which is balancedchiro.com. You can always give us a call, and we'd love to see if we can be any assistance to you. At our phone number, which is 980-248-1788. It's 980-248-1788. And we'd love to see if we can be a part of what you're doing in your life or what you're doing here in the community.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Cooper. I will see you for my next appointment on Friday.
Awesome.